press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
My dear students, let us continue from the last session where we have stopped. We saw that heat released by doing some mechanical work, that is when small drops, n identical drops, they are combined to form a bigger drop of radius r. Surface energy decreases. There is a decrease in surface area, but there is increase in temperature. When n drops, having more surface energy, more surface area, when they combine, or they say coalesced, the surface area decreases, surface energy decreases, and there is increase in temperature. They ask what is the increase in temperature, and we proved that, and that work done, that is mechanical work done, in combining this n drops into a bigger drop, it is shown as 3 into bracket 1 by r minus 1 by capital R. We have proved this, my dear students. This mechanical work is converted into heat energy, and there is a rise in temperature. Here, total mass remains constant. Mass is conserved. The entire, all drops combined forming a bigger drop. Mass remains constant. When this drop gains some energy, there is a rise in temperature. Rise in temperature because of this mechanical work. And this mechanical work is converted into heat energy, and that heat energy will raise the temperature of that bigger drop. That is given by the formula Sm delta theta, where S is a specific heat. My dear students, it depends on the nature of liquid. Amount of heat required depends on mass of the substance. Means to raise the temperature of 1 kg of water, to raise the temperature of 5 kg, say 5 liters of water, mass heavier, you need more energy. To heat 1 kg, 1 liter of oil and 1 liter of water, they differ. There is one term called specific heat, Ms delta theta. When heat is supplied, there is rise in temperature, where M is called mass of the substance, S is specific heat of a given substance. To raise the temperature, different amount of heat is required for different substances. Andre 1 kg of copper na heat madlikke bekagiro energy, 1 kg of aluminum heat madlikke bekagiro energy. Substance different, mass is same, you need different amount of heat. Means amount of heat required depends on the nature of the substance, what we call as a specific heat. So with that, just modify 3 TV into 1 by R minus 1 by R. So the rise in temperature, here again we write mass is equal to density into volume. Density into volume into delta theta, keep as it is. So what cancels? Volume cancels. Therefore, rise in temperature theta is equal to delta theta is equal to this has to be taken in the denominator. That is 3t divided by rho v. 3t divided by rho s into 1 by r, 1 by r. This type of questions being asked in your competitive, rise in temperature. Now, the same question again they ask in this way. Same. There is release of energy. Release of energy. Means in this mechanical, doing this, combining these n drops into a big drop, there is some mechanical work is being done. In this case, the work done, what we said, it is converted into equivalent energy, mechanical equivalent energy. Because of a release of energy, the kinetic energy of the molecules will increase. My dear students, the same question will be set in a different way. Concept is same. Way of asking, one, the work done. We have proved that. Second, increase in temperature, rise in temperature. One is proved. Other one is this combining n drops into a big drop, there is a release of energy. And that released energy is utilized for some purpose. That is to increase the kinetic energy. They are asking what is the velocity of the drops. So with that 1 by 2 mv square, again mass is density into volume of mass is density into volume into v square. Don't confuse with small v and capital V. Big V is volume of this bigger drop, V is velocity. So again capital V, volume cancels, cross multiply. Now again one more answer, you will get V square. I need V square is equal to rho ikkade barutte 2 multiple agutte, 2 3s are 6t divided by rho. Rho comes to the denominator. Again remaining answer 1 by r minus 1 by r. They are asking velocity, therefore velocity is small v square root of 6t divided by rho into 1 by r minus 1 by capital R. So this you must be triggered in your mind in order to arrange this answer what we derived in the yesterday class. Now in the same reverse, what we have done is that big drop splitted into n drops here. Now what happens here? N drops. Surface area increases. Surface area of this occupied by these n drops increases. There is increase in surface energy. Here compared to this initial drop, here when we split this big drop into n drops, because of increase in surface area, increase in surface energy, there is a drop in temperature. Temperature decreases. Suppose when you take a perfume on your body, you feel that something cold. When say a tire suddenly burst, if we touch the tire, when the tire is suddenly burst because of the sudden expansion, the molecules inside the tube will get more surface area. As a result of that, there is a decrease in temperature. You feel somewhat cool when tire gets bursted. Because of sudden increase in surface area, it gets cooled. For example, if you take a hot water in a cup, it is hot. When the same hot water is taken in a, say, big plate of more surface area, when you take the same cup of hot water or hot coffee or hot tea onto that bigger surface area increases. Surface energy increases. Suddenly, it cools quickly. Means there is a decrease in temperature. My dear students, they ask the same, what is the decrease in temperature, they ask, and we have proved the same kind of formula in that work. Again, S, M, delta theta. In this case, you must say there is a fall in temperature. S, rho, V, mass is density into volume, 3 TV, 1 by R minus 1 by R. There is drop in temperature. They ask decrease in temperature. As we studied, the fall in temperature is given by 3T divided by rho S into 1 by R minus 1 by R. Okay? Now, my dear students, let us understand some, again, we are learning some competitive problems conceptually. One, increase in surface energy, that type of problems is over. Now, by the definition of surface tension, the free surface of liquid possesses some extra energy by which it contracts and occupy minimum surface area. Free surface of liquid possesses some extra energy by which it contracts and acquire minimum surface area, and the tangential force per unit length perpendicular to an imaginary line drawn on the free surface of liquid measures the surface tension. Surface tension is a force by length, which is expressed in terms of Newton per meter, that we have studied. Here say, this is a free surface of fluid. Free surface of a given fluid, or you say some liquid. And this is an imaginary line. And we have drawn some molecular forces here. One molecule will attract here, such that the force acts on that imaginary line is always perpendicular. That is, perpendicular means perpendicular to the length, dear students, perpendicular to length. And this surface tension must always act tangential to the free surface of liquid. Means if you observe this force is tangential to the free surface of liquid. You must have that in your mind. And to that imaginary line drawn, for that imaginary line, if I observe this length or direction, it should be a perpendicular. Imaginary line is a perpendicular. And that force per unit length we have called as surface tension. Here we have free surface end point hatra ee tara observe madabodu. Assuming that molecules are there at the free surfaces and each molecule experiences a tangential force. This is what we can say that the free surface of liquid contracts and acquire minimum surface area. Acquire minimum surface area. This is what we studied at the beginning. Again I am recalling you because we need some problems based on this concept we can solve them. Copy with me. So have a sense that free surface of liquid contracts and try to occupy minimum surface area, and that phenomena is known as surface tension, and it is measured as force, tangential force per unit length drawn perpendicular to imaginary line on the free surface of liquid. So now the questions are like this. Let us understand one by one. For a thin rod of length L, say capital L, means we are to find force due to surface tension acting on a thin rod, or you can say a small pin, or you say toothpick. When gently placed on the free surface of liquid, that free surface of liquid acts as a stretched membrane to support a thin rod. ತೆಳ್ಳನ್ ರಾಡನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಟೂತ್ ಪಿಕ್ಕನ್ನು ನೀರಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಮೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರು ಅದನ್ನು? The weight, the downward weight of toothpick, downward weight of the toothpick has to be supported by someone. Here, assume that this is a thin rod which is made to lie on the free surface of liquid. I am writing the cross section, my dear students. I have written the cross section. This cross section, it looks like a circular. Or you can observe like this. It's a somewhat cross view I have written. This is a direct view. What happens if you observe carefully? There is a depression. ಈಗ the free surface of liquid ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮೇಲಿಟ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಥರ. There is a depression. I have written that in a enlarged, magnified image I have written. ಇದು ತುಂಬ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, say there is a free surface of fluid. On the free surface of fluid, if you place a small needle, there is a small depression here. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಗ್ಗು ಬಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎನ್ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಫೈಡ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So how should I write the tangential force? I told surface tension is a force which always acts tangential to a free surface of fluid. Here I should write the free surface of the fluid is in contact with the rod of length L, so there is a tangential force that is equal to T into L. On one side of the rod, just imagine, this rod has two sides in contact with the liquid, means on the right side. Similarly, there is one force on the left side, same type of force, again write the contact, that is F is a tangential force, always acts tangent to the surface in contact with the liquid, that is equal to T into L. Now, if I observe the net weight here, net weight of the body is acting downward here. And if you observe the net force, now it is in equilibrium now. It is in equilibrium. So this TL and this TL, how much is the force acting now? You can say when this is in equilibrium, it is in equilibrium, you must say that the net force, that is TL plus TL, is the net force acting on this uniform rod when it is made to place on the free surface of liquid. So now TL plus TL is 2TL, so that is equal to force. Therefore, the force, that is the surface tension acting on the thin rod placed on the free surface of liquid, that is given by the formula F divided by 2L. No extra force is acting here, just it is kept on the free surface of the fluid. Nobody is pulling it. Be remembered, no external force is acting on this. These are the real forces acting on the thin rod when it is gently placed on the free surface of a fluid. So now, to find the force due to surface tension for a thin rod of length L anta kedidre, F divided by how much? 2L. Understood. Now the same question, my dear students, they ask like this. You can take this as A, this is B. For the same rod, they ask like this. How much force do you need to pull or to lift a thin rod of length L when it is freely dropped on the free surface of liquid? Now be careful here. Here, free surface of fluid is there. On the free surface of the fluid, slowly a thin rod is kept here. And there is a depression, what we just studied now, just what we have studied here. Now I want to lift. Means I need some external force here. That external force needed is how much? Obviously what happens here? This external force, you need weight plus force due to surface tension. Force due to surface tension. Now can you say that the force due to surface tension act in the same fashion as in the second diagram? In the second diagram, do you expect the same nature of force? No. Type of force will be same, but the direction of that surface tension force will change, my dear students. See here, what happens here is, when I lift the rod, along with this rod, that is a liquid that will come into picture. Liquid will be in contact with the rod. Just hold this as a pin. Slightly, slowly, you just pull. What happens? The liquid in contact with this rod will again come up. ರಾಡಿಗೆ ಅಂಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಗಮ್ ಥರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಜೋರಕ್ಕೆ ಕೀಳ್ಬೇಡ ಮತ್ತು ಅದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಆ ನೀಡ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ ಧಾಪ್ ಅಂತ ಒಗೆಯೋದು, ನೀಡ್ಲಿದೆ ಧಾಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ, ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲ. ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಜೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಲಿಫ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಪ್, liquid in contact with the rod will also come up. So now tell me, that is a force due to surface tension, my dear students, and that will be force per unit length, that is T. F is equal to TL. Here also F is equal to TL. Net force is always acting downward, therefore the net force I need, external force needed, weight plus weight of the body is acting downward, and if I calculate this force TL plus TL, how much you will get? 2TL is the net force required to lift the same thin rod away from the liquid surface. So depending on, here it is just liquid on this is at rest, no external force is acting on this. Here F it is, no external force is acting to lift here. Here external force is needed to lift. Along with the weight I need force due to surface tension. How much it is? 2TL. Okay. With the same knowledge, my dear students, for a circular ring, you take the same knowledge. There is a circular ring which is dipped on the free surface of liquid here. Same as we studied. Here I need a force, my dear students. I need external force to lift. External force to lift is downward weight plus the same thing that happens. I want to lift this ring. A ring lift ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು external force ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ weight of the ring which is acting downward plus the same analysis what we have studied here, 2TL. L means circumference. Let us say R is the radius of the ring here, that is 2 pi R. So that is mg plus, I have written 2TL, my dear students. 2t, this is length. Length is circumference. Length of the ring is circumference. It is as good as just you cut the ring at one side, make as it as a straight. And this length will be equal to how much here? 2 pi R. The same ring is cut at one end. If you stretch, it looks like a thin rod of length L. Again, as we studied, now it is not at rest. I am lifting this. How much extra force is needed along with the weight? Along with the weight, I need extra, that is 4 pi R T. This is the force due to surface tension. Suppose if it is at rest, this is for a ring, force, external force needed, need to lift up the ring. Suppose if say ask, let us say this is A, my dear students, B, if they ask the ring at rest, a ring at rest, again there is a depression you will observe. I just as we done in the previous, there is a depression, Pression. So as we studied, so this is FTL. So net force will be is equal to 2TL, 2T into 2 pi R. when the ring is at rest, no external force, no external force. Now with the same thing for a circular disc. Circular disc. Means it has only one surface. Let us take the radius of the disc is r. So now on the free surface of liquid, if you observe, the mass is uniformly distributed, my dear students. When mass is uniformly distributed, say I want to lift the disc, I need some external force. That external force should balance the weight, plus when it is lifted up, all the liquidable particle will come along with this. When the disc is lifted up, liquid is in contact with the disc only on one surface, on the outer surface only on the outer surface. Outer surface you will experience some force due to surface tension, tangential force, only on one side, and that tangential force will be equal to T into L here, T into 2 pi r. For a circular ring, you will have 2TL. Circular ring is side ee kade. But circular disc tagondre, only one surfaces will be in contact with the liquid. Therefore, T into 2 pi r. So be careful about this. This is what? Force due to surface tension. If they ask the force due to surface tension, what is the value? T into 2 pi r for a circular disc. How much force is needed to lift the disc if they ask? Weight plus T into 2 pi r. For fourth one, for rectangular plate. It's a thin plate, my dear students. This is length, breadth. Same, this is not a hollow. Means mass is uniformly distributed. Means you will have this force here. I need to lift this. I need some extra force here. I am lifting a rectangular plate. ಒಂದು ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಪ್ಪ. ಆ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟನ್ನು ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಜೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಲೋಲಿ ಆ ನೀರಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ತೇಲ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊ. ಅಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ a thin glass rectangular plate is floating on the free surface of fluid. I want to lift that glass plate which is of rectangular shape. For that, how much force, extra force I need along with the weight? So our answer is same as we studied. The net force needed is downward weight of the object plus the net force due to surface tension, force due to surface tension, mg plus. Now here front ಇದನ್ನ rectangle ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಲೆಂತ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಸೈಡ್. ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದೇ ಸೈಡು ಲೆಂಗ್ತ್, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಲೆಂಗ್ತ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬ್ರೆಡ್ತ್ ಬ್ರೆಡ್ತ್. ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ 2 times of L plus B into T. Force per length is surface tension. Force is equal to surface tension into length. Length one side back L plus L 2L. Breadth one side breadth, here also breadth B plus B 2B, so 2L plus 2BT. So this is the force due to surface tension acting on that rectangular block when it is lifted up. But carefully, when it is lifted up, you must think of that there is a liquid which is in contact with the given object is also moving up. ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಕಿತ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಕೀಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಆರಾಮ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಮೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೆ ಕೀಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಜಲ್ದಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ವೇಟ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ವೇಟ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅದರ್ ದೆನ್ ವೇಟ್. ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ circular hollow disc. Hollow disc. Say fifth one. You can write the force due to surface tension downwards. Imagine that when it is lifted up, liquid is in contact with the object, that also rises up. Here hollow disc. So this is of inner radius R1 and outer radius R2. Again, as I told previous, there is one force will get when lifted up, there is a force due to surface tension, it will drag, that is F into 2 pi R1 into T, that is on the say outer disk, outer disk radius 2 ಇದೆ. Similarly on the inner disk, inner surface, if you observe this on the inner surface, this is for outer surface. For inner surface, T into L is 2 pi, inner radius is R1. This is force due to surface tension. This is also force due to surface tension. And in all diagrams I have taken M, assuming that all masses what I have taken is the same. Same irbodu irlikilla. If I write M, it is related to mass of this disk. Hollow disk of mass you can write. For every object you can write this. Of mass M. So net external force needed is the downward force plus the downward force due to surface tension. Net external force needed to lift up. Weight of the body is acting downward and force due to surface tension is also acting downward. So that is mg plus these two forces should be added. So I will take 2 pi t common into R1 plus R2. So with this, my dear students, all different objects that you can expect in your competitive papers is finished. Again, I am telling you, don't by heart all the formulas. ಮತ್ತೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಇಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್, ಇದನ್ನೊಂದೇ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಲಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಅಂಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನೀವು ತುಂಬ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಲೆಂಗ್ತನ್ನು ಸರ್ಕಂಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರೀತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ನೀನು ತಲೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರೀಬೋದು. Next, my dear students, let us understand the concept of excess pressure. We are studying topic called surface tension of fluid mechanics. So excess pressure means more pressure. See, my dear students, what happens here is, say inside a liquid, so there is a water, you say, and I have bubbles, air bubbles. I take only one air bubble now. Again, these bubbles are spherical in shape because of surface, due to property of surface tension. This is air, outside it is a liquid. Means there is one interface here which separates air and liquid. In this case I say I have only one free surface of air. Suppose if I have in air I have, say, bubble, or I say I have a soap film or soap bubble, you say. Even I can say I have air bubble, let us say. So what happens here is, there is one free space, that is air, free surface air, outside is also air. ನೋಡಿ ಸರಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. soap film or soap bubble, here what happens here is, here it is air, here also air, and this one is a liquid. There are two free surfaces. This one free surface, here also another one free surface. Means two free surfaces, that is, this liquid is in contact with air at two surfaces, one on the inner side and the outer side. You must say there are two free surfaces of air in contact with liquid. Here also air, just you say bubble, my dear students, don't confuse with this. Soap bubble, air bubbles. In this we have only one free air surface. ಇದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 1 ಮತ್ತು 2 ಒಂದು ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ತಗೋಣ. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್. It may be a water droplets or air or say oil drop. Liquid drop means water or oil drop, which is again spherical in shape. Okay. Now in this I have liquid here. Outside air means one free air surface. Means I have only one free surface here which is in contact with the air. Here also I have one free surface which is in contact with liquid, air to liquid. Here also liquid to air. Here air to liquid, liquid to air. ಸರಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಏರ್ ಟು ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಟು ಏರ್ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ numbers, that is two free surfaces in contact, here one free surface in contact, that should be first known for a student. Now what happens here is, after learning this, let us assume that I have taken a liquid drop. Or we say oil ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟರ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ. Let us understand excess pressure in a liquid drop. And that we must show that is equal to 2T by R. That is, T is a surface tension of liquid of a liquid. R is radius of the drop that is given. Understand clearly, my dear students. Say, this is liquid drop. Outside is atmospheric pressure. I write this is P out. This is P inside. Understand clearly, since I have a spherical drop here, all drops are coalesced, combined. There is some intermolecular force of attraction. So on the edge, if I say there is a force due to surface tension which will contract on the free surface of a liquid. Imagine you have a liquid. In that liquid drop, you have so many drops, and the free surface of liquid contract because of the cohesive force of attraction. Free surface of liquid drop contracts and acquires minimum area due to the property of surface tension. Understood? So what happens now? When they are brought together, there is increase in pressure. So pressure increases. So therefore, always there is a pressure which is developed inside the fluid is always greater than that of output pressure that we call as excess pressure inside the drop. And if you observe the shape here, this is concave, like this, concave, means remember this is force due to surface tension, force due to surface tension. ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸಿನ ಹತ್ರ ತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್. ಸೊ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಈಸ್ less, inside pressure is more. Means that shows that pressure at concave surface is much greater than that of a convex surface. Outside pressure is less compared to the inside pressure. Pressure inside is more. Why? Because of this tangential force acting on the molecules and due to cohesive force between the molecules compress the liquid and try to occupy minimum area. That is because of surface tension. The liquid shape looks like a sphere. So with this idea, one important result is pressure at concave surface or concave side is much greater than that of a convex side anta helಬೇಕು. Surface ಅಥವಾ convex side or surface meaning the same. So in order to prove this formula, I just cut the liquid drop into two pieces. Now it is cut into two parts, two semicircular drops. This is solid, my dear students. Here also. Now, there is a tangential force acting on the free surface of fluid. Tangential force. Just imagine there is a tangential force acting on the free surface of fluid. Again here also. What is this? Force due to surface tension. Force due to surface tension, that is tangential force. That is given by the formula T into L. Again, my dear students, surface tension is a force per unit length. The same concept we are applying here. And there is, because of this tangential force, this gets crowded and there is increase in the pressure compared to outside. Therefore, we must say there is some change in pressure. And this pressure is what? Force by area. Force by area. Pressure is force by area. What is the total force acting on this now? E into L divided by area. T, what is the circumference of this? This force is acting tangentially on every particle. On every particle means force per unit length on this surface is what? 2 pi r. That is on this circumference 2 pi r divided by what is the surface area? Pi r square. Surface force due to surface tension E into L. E is surface tension of the liquid. L is the length of the circumference. Length of the circumference is 2 pi r. And here for this I have only one interface here. This is liquid here. Inside this is liquid. Outside it is here. I have only one interface between liquid and air. Between liquid liquid and air, I have only one interface. So, after simplification, my dear students, pi r cancel. 2T by R is the excess pressure, you can say. Or you can say P inside is more, P in minus P out. 2T by, try to remember capital R. Capital R practice ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಬೇಕು. Okay? This is excess pressure for liquid drop, or say air bubble in a liquid. Okay, last we have to study for a soap bubble. My dear students, I told air bubble in a liquid. Liquid ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ ಬಬಲ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆಗಲೇ. ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ? ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏರ್ ಬಬಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್, ಇನ್ ಅ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್. Outside it is liquid, it is air. There is only one interface, one free surface. Free surface between liquid and air. The same property holds good, my dear students. Again, excess pressure in case of soap bubble. Take this diagram. This is air, outside is air. Here, my dear students, there are two free surfaces. Surface of liquid, you can say, in contact with air. Contact with air. ಇದನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಟೂ ಫ್ರೀ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು ಸೋಪ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್, ಇದು ಫಿಲ್ಮ್. ಸೋಪ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಇದೀಗ. ಇಷ್ಟೇನು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಅದು. ಇದು ಇನ್ನರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್, ಇದು ಇನ್ನರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಏರ್, ಒನ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಔಟರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಏರ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಟೂ ಫ್ರೀ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಏರ್. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎನ್ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅಗೇನ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಪಿ is equal to force divided by area we have to write. Again force is surface tension into length divided by area. So here to understand carefully, I divide this soap bubble into two parts. Divide the bubble into two parts. To understand clearly, there is liquid surface. To understand clearly, here my dear students, you will have two surfaces in contact andre ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಔಟರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಔಟರ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಂಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಸೇಮ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಬರದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಇನ್ನರ್ ಒಂದು ಬರೆಯೋಣ to understand clearly. The same will be duplicated on the right side also. ಈಗಲೇ ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು you can take as a hollow sphere, ಕೊಬ್ಬರಿ ಬಟ್ಲ, ಒಡೆದಿರೋ ಕೊಬ್ಬರಿ ಬಟ್ಲ, ಹಾಲೋ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಔಟರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್, ಔಟರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಔಟರ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಹತ್ರ ಟ್ಯಾಂಜೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ which acts tangent to the surface, free surface of fluid. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. This one on the outer surface of the fluid. Okay, just to distinguish, I will write on the inner surface, here also on the inner surface, what is this? Tangential force due to surface tension which acts tangentially. ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಬರ್ದಿನಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತಪ್ಪ, to understand. They both are taken from the single, just to understand I have written it. Okay, now here the tangential force acting on the outer surface and the inner surface, you will have two surfaces in contact. Two surfaces in contact ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ that will be equal to T into, ನೋಡಿ L ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, 2 into 2 pi r divided by, again my dear students, why I have taken 2 here, because two free surfaces in contact with air, 2 into 2 pi r, it looks like a circle, that is pi r square. So pi r are cancel, 4t by r. Therefore the excess pressure in case of a soap bubble, P in is greater than P out, that delta P is equal to 4t by r. You must memorize that formula, where T is surface tension, capital R is radius of the bubble. Students, you must have this in your mind, that pressure is always more inside. Here P in is always greater compared to P out. So that means this surface is concave. Therefore result is pressure at concave side is always greater than the pressure at convex side. If it is soap bubble, take 4t by r. If it is drop, oil drop or liquid drop, you take 2t by capital R. Take capital R as the reference. Let us complete today's session. Last one more class is needed to complete this, and we shall continue in the next class. Thank you. Take care.